He's under, folks. He's under. 10th one, unsuccessful.
Yeah, 4 years. 4 years, 4 years. I am now going to head overland, more bicycling into Myanmar from Thailand. All right, first day of riding in Myanmar, here in Myawaddy. Got a short day today, but it's a big climb, I think. Again, big climb and then a drop. I think I've got about 50 kilometers to go to Kayaked. It's gonna be a bit noisy and messy getting out of here, Myawaddy, a shorter town. It's raining a little bit. My new friend here is practicing his golf swing. Looking good. He's from Korea and he's been living in this hotel for 3 years doing business. Scares all the dogs away, that's for sure. It has been raining all morning and I just did a big gnarly climb up into the mountains here. Super friendly so far. The Burmese people have been awesome. Lots of smiles, lots of waves, lots of friendly faces. I'm just soaking wet. Soaking wet. Went through one military checkpoint. They checked my passport. Took a few minutes and then they let me go by. All right, I saw a sign to a waterfall off the highway here and I saw a car turn in. I was like, okay, maybe it's worth it. Maybe I should probably do it. I've been going up this dirt road, which gets really rocky and steep at times. Oh, there's another house up here, it looks like. I think this is a spot where some friends of mine, Julia, Lay, and somebody said that they came to. They didn't say anything besides that they camped up here, so they must have liked it. Hopefully I get to it soon. I mean, it's nice to get off the highway and just beside a river. It's really beautiful sounding. It's just me and the goats, really. What's going on here? I don't know. So there's some guys at the bottom of the hill with pickup trucks trying to get me to go in one to get a ride up this hill. I can see why they offered, because it was too steep to cycle and I could barely push it up. There's this section of sort of paved lines that made it a bit easier, but before it was just rocks and dirt and not easy at all. But I think it was worth it. Check this out. So one of the things that's cool that they've built these metal walkways. They're not really that pretty or that nice, but they are helpful for getting around the waterfall. But the other thing that's really cool is that they really pick up the vibration. So you can feel the waterfall pounding against the rock through the metal, much more than you'd be able to if you just felt the rock. Yeah, it just picks up on the vibration. You can really feel the power of the water falling down, sitting on a giant vibrator. So I'm on a bridge, and they got two floating bridges down there. Very weird. It's a super sketchy bridge for me too, because that's like perfect tire width. I just bought this stuff. I don't know what it is. Tapunyane?
Dapunjat.
Tapunjai.
Dapunjat.
Sort of foamy like.
The Chidwe.
Chudwe.
The Chidwe.
Hey, chudwe.
The Chidwe. Oh, my Thandi, the Chidwe.
Mm.
Chidwe.
It's, I think it's young palm, maybe? From palm tree. Do you speak English? It tastes good. I don't know what it is though. I think it might be sprouted palm. I'm into it. Look at this camera. Alright, today was my first full day in Myanmar, Burma. It was a wet day, raining most of the day. Had a big climb up into the mountains and then wet riding on a highway. Not too busy though. I had heard this highway was going to be a lot busier because it's like a main sort of trading route between Myanmar and Thailand. And I got to this small town called Kayaked. I really quite small, but one of the like first impressions that I've noticed of Myanmar in comparison to Thailand is that it seems to be a lot more diverse. There's a lot more different looking people, I should say. A lot more darker skinned people, definitely of like Indian descent, can see that, but also more ethnic minorities, I'd say. They've been in a constant sort of fight with the military regime here, and the military regime has been somewhat successful in pushing them to the borderlands and right out of the country, taking over their lands, burning down their villages. I've sort of been surprised to see that there's still quite a diversity that exists, including in this really small town where I am now, but I guess it is sort of a border town. Noticeably a Hindu temple, and there's a mosque, and then of course there's the Buddhist pagoda, and that's probably the predominant religion here. I haven't seen a Christian church, one of the big enemies of the state. They really want to boot all the Christians out of this country. It's a very brief surface understanding of the situation here in Myanmar. Other than that, this town's really cool because there's still a lot of people riding bicycles. Just on this street here, there's 3 bicycle shops with lots of people working on bicycles. It just warms my heart to see that that still exists. I had under the impression that everybody was on motorcycles, but there is still some people riding bicycles, and even a few people walking amongst the goats and dogs on the street. It's very rare in Asia now. People just don't walk anywhere. They have a motorbike, why would they walk? So they'll go next door, they'll get on their motorbike, ride it next door, get off their motorbike. Seriously, it's especially weird when they see me walking. First of all, I arrive on a bicycle, which is crazy enough, and then they see me walking through the streets. It's like, why are you walking? Get a motor taxi. And of course the motor taxis are always hounding me, always a bit upset with me because I never hire them. And of course, you know, people are super friendly. Something that comes with a poorer nation, the people are friendlier. It's not always the case actually, because I was just thinking about the places I've traveled in South America. One of my favorite countries is one of the poorest nations in all of Latin America, and that's Bolivia. And the people, you know, they're not unkind, but they're not necessarily friendly there. They sort of are happily ignoring foreigners, which I like. I really loved it, because in other places I get hounded or harassed because I'm tall, white dude, potentially with money, you know, I'm a target. But in Bolivia that wasn't the case, and I really loved that. Other poor nations, I've noticed that people are just generally, they're more friendly, and that's definitely the case here in Myanmar. And it's noticeably different compared from here to Thailand. You know, Thailand people are friendly and smiles and stuff, but maybe it's because they've seen enough tourists
They're just tired of being friendly to them. They're just come and go. It's not as much of a novelty. Either way, people are just smiling and waving and saying hello a lot more. It's nice. I feel very welcome here. I'm happy to be here, and I'm tired. Even though I had a big nap today. Probably gonna read a little bit. This is what I'm reading. Anyways, I'd say this is a pretty good book for an introduction to Burma or Myanmar. Pretty intense, skipping sections where he details the torture and rape that happens frequently in this country. Time to go to sleep. Welcome to Myanmar.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rough road for morning, and then just, I don't know, slow going. Pretty beautiful where I am now here. I'm just on the outskirts of Pa An. I just passed a soccer game being played. Lots of beautiful people fishing. There's a lot of water around right now, so it looks like a lot of the rice fields are just turned into lakes.